Rainbow Six Siege is an ever-growing popular shooter game. It is well known and renowned for its large cast of diverse and unique operators, each with their own unique gadgets, abilities, weapons, and strategies utilizing them. But every once in a while an operator is brought into the game that is not very useful. IQ used to be one, for example, as her gadget was quite bland and just able to detect things, not telling you what they are, where they are, or even allowing you to see. She was later fixed in patches and is now quite a useful operator. Vigil, however, the new South Korean defender, which came out in the White Noise update last December, is an example of one of these operators. As far as Vigil goes, his weapon kit is quite useful. His shotgun is able to down people at extremely long ranges, his SMG is quite powerful, and his machine pistol secondary is a great backup weapon. His ability in essence is quite useful, however its execution is not. Vigil has the ability to turn invisible to drones. When this ability is activated, and it has to be activated, Vigil will appear invisible to any drone or camera that sees him. However, any drone or camera affected will have white noise along the outside, indicating that Vigil exists somewhere. This is quite useless in most situations and is a very situational type gadget. During the setup rounds, Vigil is almost indefinitely spotted, or at least known to exist due to the white noise, making the idea that operators are unknown to your team until spotted quite useless, as it's pretty obvious that you can just call out that he exists. In addition, any shooting, placing of barricades, climbing of ladders, or running will disable his ability, making most of his motions useless. The only real-time Vigil is of use is when you are hiding in a corner and a drone comes in to look for you. Not knowing where you are in the room is basically the only use Vigil has. So I am here to propose changes to Vigil. I have 3 ideas that may make him a more useful operator. Each one is a little bit different, and one of them is definitely the best choice of action, but any of them could be used, and would make him a significantly better operator. The first change I suggest is a simple one. Remove the white noise. By making Vigil invisible completely whenever he is using his ability, it would severely reduce the whole, oh, I see white noise, therefore Vigil must be around aspect of the attackers. It would severely reduce his spot rate during setup rounds, and would also allow him to get the drop on attackers more frequently, as they would not know he is in a room when scanning with their drone. Perhaps the white noise could appear on hacked cameras, thus giving Dokebi an extra leg up on Vigil. The second idea that I have is to affect drones. Currently in the game, when a drone is affected by Vigil's jammer, the lights on the affected drone turn white. This signifies that Vigil is in the area and is affecting the drone, and also causes the white noise to appear on said drone. What if, instead of making himself invisible, he affected the drone and made everyone invisible? For a specific amount of time, let's say 10 seconds. This would bring more sense to the whole white noise idea, and would also bring a purpose to have affected drones at all. This could be more problematic, however, as it could be easily exploited, seeing as a drone could be affected possibly multiple times, or if all the drones on a single team could not see the enemy team for a specific amount of time, it could severely be overpowered. They could fix this by causing a drone to only be allowed to be affected once, or possibly having some sort of attacker counter this. Maybe Twitch's drone could not be affected, for example. But either way, I think this is probably the worst idea out of the 3 I'm going to suggest. However, it would still make him a more viable operator, probably just one a little too good. My third idea is also my favorite idea. This would put Vigil's ability as a passive. Instead of him having to activate it, it would just always be around. This would again also give more sense to the white noise, and allow Vigil to destroy drones, plant barriers, climb ladders, and many other things that are sort of ruined by his current kit. For example, in his current kit, if you are invisible and a drone comes into the room and you shoot the drone and you miss, you are now visible for that drone to see. In addition, if you're sitting in a corner, all the drone has to do is wait for your timer to run out, then he will see you, then you will be able to destroy the drone. With this ability being passive, Vigil will just always remain invisible. In addition, this would also give him better juxtaposition against some attacking operators. Thatcher, for example, could turn off his invisibility for a short time, similar to how he can turn off reticles on your guns. In addition, if Twitch were to shock him, perhaps it would disable his ability for another short time, probably along the same vein, as well as providing damage. She wouldn't necessarily have to hit the small jammer on his back. This gives Vigil more diversity. He is supposed to be a roaming operator, and without his ability to successfully roam, it ruins his whole kit, making him one of the lowest picked operators. People mainly pick him for his shotgun, not for his ability, and usually during setup rounds, he's seen anyway. The white noise in the game is compensated for. If he is above or below you in floors, it'll still show the white noise. This, however, is not enough to give solidification to picking Vigil. Any one of the changes I suggested, or some variant of any of them, would make him a much better operator. All in all, his current kit is not useful. He has a good idea, and in some aspects is a direct counter to Dokebi, who can hack cameras, and then he would remain off the cameras. But the problem is, especially with cameras and the availability of him having so many context actions that pull him out of his invisibility, he just isn't useful enough. What do you guys think? Do you have any opinions? Leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you here next time on Game Chat.